Got him.
Where the other guys at?
So most of us already know who Irving Johnson or Magic Johnson is. If you don't know too much about who he is, then you at least should know that he is a basketball player, which is what he's most known for besides AIDS. Magic is undeniably one of the greatest players to ever play the game of basketball, and his story is just absolutely amazing. First off, Magic grew up in a town called Lansing, Michigan with his parents, Irvin Johnson Sr. and Christine Johnson. I could go through his siblings, but just so you know, there's 9 of them, so it's a lot to read out, so I'm not going to even bother. If you want to find out, go ahead. But freshman year at Everett High School is where he earned his nickname Magic after a sports writer witnessed his incredible triple-double with a stat line of 36 points, 16 rebounds, and 16 assists. So not only was he a scorer, he was in the paint at all times, getting rebounds for his team, and as well as being a highly unselfish player on the other end. And he wasn't only successful in high school, obviously, because, we know him as a pro basketball player. But he continued to dominate in college after he earned a scholarship to play for the Michigan State University Spartans. He led them to the Big Ten Championship his freshman year and then led the Spartans to the NCAA Championship, where he began his renowned rivalry with the legendary Larry Bird, who later on went on to play with the Boston Celtics. The Spartans won the game with Magic leading the way, of course, with 24 points off of 8 of 15 shooting, which 8 of 15 shooting, if you can't do the math, that is just a little bit over 50%, so that's actually pretty good for a college player. And only lasting 2 years in college, though, but obviously it was all worth his while considering how great he did. Magic went straight into the NBA draft in 1979 and was the first round pick, again, obviously, which was by the Los Angeles Lakers, which is who we associate him with because that was pretty much the only team he's ever been with. Straight away, he became a star in the NBA tournament, which is probably related to the present-day Summer League tournament. I'm not 100% sure, but, it sounds the same thing, so we'll just go with that. And he was named the tournament MVP. That's pretty much, it's just a simple tournament. It's not regular season or anything, so out of the entire tournament, he was the most valuable player. It's simple as that. And he went on to win 5 rings with the Lakers out of his 13 seasons, 3 of which he won Finals MVP, and 2 was against his grand rival Larry Bird and the Boston Celtics. Now, the 13 seasons that he did play were all with the Los Angeles Lakers, so that's, obviously, not sound stupid, but that is more than 10, which is more than most of the players do nowadays, Kitty. But back then, it was probably a little bit easier because they weren't as unloyal as people like, Kitty. But either way, still, it's pretty amazing the fact that he stayed with the team for that long for his entire season. But his most impressive season was his 1987 season, where he won the finals against the Celtics and Larry Bird, won the regular season MVP, and the finals MVP. He was named All-NBA First Team 9 times and was an All-Star 12 times out of the 13 seasons he played. So I'm going to go with the fact that probably the first year he didn't make it to the All-Star, but the rest of it he obviously did. After that 13th season, however, he did have to retire due to the fact that he was diagnosed with AIDS, like we said at the beginning. And although he did end up with AIDS later on, he did come back to the Lakers, but as a head coach, and that didn't go too well. It was just for 1 season. And then he came back for a player for 1 season, but it wasn't too exciting for him at all, considering he was out for a while. And after that, a little bit later on, he became the president of basketball operations with the Lakers and still is to this present day. And one of the most iconic memories and iconic videos is when his very first pick with the Lakers after being hired for this, he called what I would like to say a superstar player, but it doesn't seem like that right now. But he called Lonzo Ball right before that pick was announced, and he told him that he was welcoming him to become a Laker. So that was something amazing. I don't think really anybody's ever really done that, call a draft pick and do something like that. So that's incredible. Everything about Magic Johnson is absolutely amazing. His story and everything he did for the NBA and his community.
I'm gonna do one more round. I'm gonna get off. I'm tired.
Me too.
Where you going tomorrow?
Oh my god, I got it! Oh. I didn't think he could shoot through that. Oh my god, beautiful. Dude, these